Today we are solving question 202, happy number in LeetCode. And basically what this question gives us is an input n, which is an integer, and we need to take that integer and square each character of it, so 1 and 9, and add those together until we get either 1 or we figure out that it's an infinite loop, which means we've either ran into the original number again or we ran into a number that we've seen before again. So let's go ahead and just write out our steps. So first we'll need to take the value, which is n, equal to n, and then we'll need to turn this into an array so that we can access each number in 19. And then from there, we'll go ahead and square each of these values. Oops. So we'll do 2 plus, or 1 squared plus 9 squared, and that's going to equal 82. And then we'll repeat this step again and again until we either reach 1 or infinite loop. Well, I guess that would be, yep. Oh, man. How do we draw an infinite loop? There we go. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the code so we can actually visualize that. So first off, we're going to initialize our hash map. And then we're going to go ahead and get n into an array form. So first we need to turn it into a string to do that. So we're going to go ahead and say n equals string I, or string n. And then and do int I for I in n. That will get it into an integer version and into an array for us. Then we're going to go ahead and say I equals next num equals 0 because we want next num and I to equal 0 since we're going through a while loop. So let's go ahead and get into our while loop. So while I is less than or equal to length of n minus 1, we're going to go ahead and first off get a running value for next num. So we'll do that by saying next num equals n I squared, or plus equals ni squared, and then we'll update the value of I. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and see if we can go into our conditional. So we'll say if I is equal to length of n. So first we'll check is next num 1. So if next num equal to 1, we'll just go ahead and stop it right there and return true. Next, we'll see is next num in scene. Return false. And then lastly, we'll say else. We're going to add the value of next num into our hash map, and then equals I, so that we can check to see if we come across it again. If we do, we know that it's false, and that we're in an infinite loop. So next, we'll go ahead and reassign the value of n. So n is going to equal string next num, and then n is going to equal same thing we did up top. So int I for I in n, And then we're going to go ahead and reassign the values of next num to 0 and I to 0. And then we need to put a return statement at the end just in case, but we shouldn't ever reach that. So let's go ahead and run this. Perfect, that works. Let's go ahead and submit this. Perfect. So let me go ahead and back out so you guys can see the whole code in one. So we initialize our hash map, create or turn the integer into an array that we can iterate through. And then we go ahead and create a running sum for each index or character within the number. We update our value, and then once we get to length, we'll go ahead and see if next sum is 1. If it is, we'll return true. Next, we're going to see if we're in an infinite loop by checking to see if we've already seen the value of next num. And then else, we're going to add that value into our hash map and reassign the new, so next num, the new value into an array, and then reassign the value of I and next num to 0 so we can start this all over again. So let me know, guys, if you like that solution. If you have a better solution, other than that, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the notification bell to stay updated with my journey. I'm posting a video every single day. I'm solving a LeetCode question every single day. So all the support you guys can give me really helps. I really appreciate it. So without further ado, have a good one, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.